Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 51 for May 5th through 7th. We've got a short week this week because we have two meal kits. We've got a special one for Mother's Day weekend on May 8th and 9th for all the great moms out there. So thanks for ordering this week. Thanks for letting us cook with you and for you at home. I am super excited about the menu tonight. So my desert island food, as you know, if you've watched this before, is duck confit. We've got duck confit tonight. So I've gone ahead and put it in the oven 15 minutes at 400 degrees. I use a cast iron pan, but you can use a baking sheet with some tin foil down there, whatever works for you, just as long as it's an oven safe dish, and put it on the bottom rack of your oven. So I've done that a few minutes ago so that we can get started and you're not just watching me kill time. But let's start looking at the other things. So I've got the beautiful black bean demi-glaze that's just on a light simmer on the back. I want to get my polenta in a pot. This is a gorgeous, very creamy polenta. And you're going to put that on medium low and just give it a stir throughout the time that you're warming up your duck confit, which is sort of a 2-day process for us. So we cure it for 18 hours and then we confit it, and it's cooking in its own fat because the legs are very fatty, and it's just beautiful. And actually, ironically, it gives it a very lean texture to it because most of the fat has been rendered out. And it's just glorious. And if you can get that crispy skin that we're going to go for today, it makes me really happy. The appetizer tonight is it's kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Except for the butter that we're going to saute the asparagus in, it is an all vegan dish. So if you are vegan out there or vegetarian and you don't want to have cream, you can just use a little bit of oil instead of butter. Saute the asparagus in that, and everything else. This beautiful creamy soup is all vegan. So I asked Chef Rich, I apologies to any Spanish people out there if I'm mispronouncing this, Ayo Blanco. So it's a white gazpacho. It's done with almonds, bread, a little bit of water, olive oil, garlic, and sherry vinegar. And then we, of course, do our toppings. You don't even warm it up. You want to get it to room temperature. Really great. So let's get going on the asparagus. You don't even need to get the asparagus super hot. You want to just cook it because we're sending it to you raw but already chopped up. So I'm going to put the 2 teaspoons of butter in here in the pan, get it sauteing, and then I am going to get my polenta working there, and we'll keep giving it a stir. That's going. I'm going to look forward to my mushrooms and gai lan, which is this really interesting, beautiful Chinese bok choy, or it's a version of bok choy. It's kind of like a cross between a bok choy and like a kale because there's a lot of dense fibrous materials there, but really beautiful flavors and great texture to it. And then dessert, you're going to keep in the fridge, very important, until you're ready to plate it, because you want that beautiful chocolate mousse to be able to be nice and cold and firm. Okay, so our butter is almost there. So all my little asparagus. Finally, we're getting some local asparagus. You might see asparagus on the menu a lot right now, and it's because chefs go crazy for first of the year asparagus. We also have some pickled ramps, which is a wild spring garlic or spring onion that comes out at this time of year, and it's just beautiful in terms of how it adds to the dish. So the pickling liquid is in there. Make sure to get everything out of it. The container, and then we've got preserved lemon, and that also is going to go into your mixing dish. And this asparagus that I'm tossing around, don't forget to season it with salt and pepper. That's the only thing on the appetizer that you need to season because I've already tasted the soup a little bit, and it's unbelievable. I can't believe I haven't had this soup before, or maybe I have and it just hasn't been this good. But Chef Rich is a genius. And the team at Curated, they just put together such a beautiful, exotic Spanish soup, this white gazpacho, because the almonds are aplenty in Spain. Wouldn't it be amazing to like go and travel to places like Spain again? I can't wait. And actually, speaking of which, our wines, both from Spain tonight. I am going to really kill this, but I'll try it again. Cellular Grandeza. So, you know what? I'm not even going to try it. It is a delicious white wine from Terra Alta, a blend of indigenous Spanish grape varieties, Garnacha Blanca and Macabeo. It's a cooperative winery, which you don't see a lot of, but this one does such a beautiful job. I've been sipping on this a little bit while we were getting ready, and I just love it. It's aromatic, it's rich, it's round, it's bright, it's vibrant. I don't know. It tastes like springtime to me. Okay, so the asparagus is like really 2 minutes. You really just want to give it a little bit of cooking. So I'm going to turn that off now. My veggies are here, ready to go. So you're going to pour the soup in the bowls. Again, no warming up, because as we're getting to springtime, our tastes change and we don't need the heat the same way. There's a lot of soup in here. It's a little bit left over. And that is okay by me, because I love it. The garlic really comes through. I'm a huge garlic fan. Okay, so asparagus right in there, and the warmth from the butter and the asparagus is going to bring out the aromatics on the rest. Give it a stir. Oh, I got a bigger spoon, I think, to be able to garnish with. So you've got all the brightness and the acidity from the preserved lemon and from the pickling liquid from the garlic, or from the ramps, excuse me, the wild spring garlic. And the great thing about soups like this is the textural difference between the richness of the soup base and the garnish that are on there. Don't forget to give it a wipe. Hope you can see this really well. So there is our ayo blanco with the asparagus, pickled garlic scapes, and the preserved lemon. So we had a real debate today because we had some customers reach out to us and said, you know what would be awesome with these is to create a Spotify playlist for our Curated by Becta's dinners. And I thought, that's amazing. I love creating playlists. So the team and I, my partner Clay, really wants to weigh in on this. Really want to do an awesome playlist for you guys to be able to have while you're cooking dinner. So here's what I'm going to ask. Send me an email and let me know, do you prepare the appetizer first, then eat it, and prefer the main course and then eat it, and then prefer the dessert and eat it? Or do you prepare the appetizer, main course, and dessert, and then sort of eat it all in one sitting? Because when you develop a playlist, you gotta figure out, okay, is it cooking then eating, or is it cooking, eating, cooking, eating, cooking, eating? So please send me a note and let me know how you finish these dishes at home. I would bet it's probably half and half. Some people like to really stretch it out, and some people like to, let's just get it done, let's get all the cooking done, and then we're just going to eat at the table like that. So please let me know, because that will really help with the playlist and figuring out how to do it. Okay, make sure that you're stirring the polenta along the way. That looks gorgeous. I'm going to turn it down just a smidge. If you're using an induction range, I had it on 5. I'm going to go to 4. Just keep giving it a stir. And you shouldn't have to season it. And only when the duck, when my little timer beeps, am I going to start working on the veg, because, let's see, for 5 minutes, and we need 2 to 4 minutes for the duck crispiness. So maybe I'll go ahead and get started, because I know that we're getting kind of close. Everyone, that was a weird thing. I actually had a phone call come in while I was filming this video. So I'm putting the two together. My alarm just went off. My pan is getting warm. So a little bit of oil, 1 tablespoon per person. And we're going to throw the guylan in there, and we're going to throw the oyster mushrooms in there. And duck's coming out. Duck confit looking really good. So it actually doesn't need to come out. Turn the oven to broil on high to crisp the skin of the duck. This will be 2 to 4 minutes. Hey Google, set an alarm for 3 minutes. Don't forget, keep it on the bottom rack. Very key. So warm that up a little bit. We've got the polenta going on, and we're going to put the butter right in there. So 1 tablespoon a person for butter and 1 tablespoon per person of oil, and give it a little spin. Okay. I just love this white wine. Connor does such a great job. The red wine, this is from Coteron in France. We've done this one before, but it's just a huge hit and people love it. So it's a 50-50 blend of Grenache and Syrah. But it's got bright acidity to it, which helps with the duck confit. Intense aromas of black cherries and mixed berries with hints of spice, brambly herbs, rosemary, and licorice. I agree. All those things. Let's get some non-stick tongs going on. Make sure the last of that are there. I'm just going to make sure that this is filming. Sure enough, it is. I've done that before where I thought it was filming and it actually was not. So with the guylan and the mushrooms, just keep stirring it around. Demi-glaze is good, just warming up on low. I'm going to give the polenta a little spin. And I think I will have time to get our dessert ready. By the way, we've got a special offer coming up next week because guess what next week is? Week number 52, which is crazy. We've done 52 weeks of meal kits. We've actually done more than 52 because we did special Valentine's, special New Year's Eve. We did some Sainte Marie things. By the way, cocoa nibs. Here, let me move it over here so you can see. So chocolate and vanilla, topped with cocoa nibs. Great texture to it. I hear my guylan popping. Make sure that we give it a spin. And the mushrooms. I'll turn that down just a touch. This is a much easier dish to finish or dinner to finish than last week. I apologize, there was a lot more pots and pans. So there is our chocolate and vanilla cake with milk chocolate mousse and cocoa nibs. Got a little chocolate smear over there. Always make sure to clean up the sides. Hey Google, off. That means my duck skin is probably crispy. Let's see how we're doing. Very nice. You know what? I'm going to let it go for 1 more minute. And I actually brought it up because I didn't take into account how long it takes for the top element to get to broil. Because I've got a convection oven. Not sure if you all do or not. But if you don't, then the top element will already be hot. But mine was not. All right. So let's see how Rich wants to have this plated. Polenta first in the middle of the plate, then the guylan and mushrooms on top, and then the duck confit, and then finishing with the drizzle. So why don't we get going on this guy? I know he's a big fan when we do these. Just put a big dollop in the center and move it around. There's a generous amount of polenta here. I love a good polenta, and this is like a super fine polenta. It's not super chunky like sometimes Rich likes to do what's it called? I'm blanking on it. Grits, which are a little more firm in texture. Oh, one thing I did not do for the mushrooms and the guylan, salt and pepper, and make sure to hit that your duck confit with it when it comes out of the oven as well, because they and you're going to add some salt and pepper to the duck when it goes in also. So beautiful guylan, mushrooms on top. Make sure to have some on the side so that you can see once the duck goes on top of it. It's important to see all of the ingredients. Make a beautiful presentation. Oh yeah, so next week for meal kit number 52, we're introducing a special meal kit, a super premium one that sort of comes out every week. And it's, yeah, we're gonna kill that guy. And then, so it's gonna be called Big Night In. And we're gonna run it as sort of an alternative meal kit. In case you don't like the thing that is on offer that week, you can go to this. Foie gras torchon for the appetizer, ribeye for two, and beautiful chocolate feuilletine dessert. So instead of $45 per meal kit, it's $75. Premium wine pairings on there as well. And we have this 4-week subscription package. And if you take the 4-week subscription package, we upgrade your first week into this big night in for two. So anyway, you've got two choices next week to be able to work on. Okay, this is lovely, and it's a little sticky. So you don't want to lose all that beautiful crispy skin. So duck confit out there. Don't burn your hand on it. Okay, great. And then our sauce. Oh yeah, salt and pepper. Look at me almost forgetting. Some coarse salt is great on the duck, as it will stick to it and give some great texture. And then this is our black bean and demi-glaze sauce. So right on the duck, and a little bit around. It'll sort of naturally fall off the duck, so don't worry about going around too much. But wow, this is a good looking dish. I don't even know which one I like the best. There we go. So our duck confit with guylan, sauteed oyster mushrooms, beautiful polenta, and the black bean demi-glaze. Thanks for coming. Great to see you. Thanks for letting us cook with you and for you at home this week. And we hope to see you real soon. And happy Mother's Day to all the great mothers out there. Thanks for the support.